Right now. What's up, guys? So I want to get on here and talk about this is my FN Scar 17 in 308. And I just want to talk about, how I have mine set up, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and, probably get into like some disassembly and also reassembly. And yeah, I guess we'll talk about, is it worth it? Do I think it's worth it? And yeah, I guess we'll start off. So this is my FN Scar 17. We'll go ahead and go from the front to the back. So I have a Huxworks Flow 762 Ti right here mounted, as well as a Huxworks Flow muzzle brake to attach that suppressor to the barrel. I have an Atpel PEC 15 mounted on the front, and this is a Kinetic Development Group MREX rail. I ditched the typical Picatinny, the stock Picatinny rail, and threw on, something that I thought was more ideal. Came with M-LOK slots, a little easier to grab, and you can add like attachments a little more. So I love the MX rail. Like, if you're gonna get a Scar, I would highly recommend this. It makes it look a lot more sleek. You can add, like I said, attachment points at the 45, at the top, underneath. Hand guards, grips, bipods, lights on the left or the right side, QD points, and the stock. When you buy it stock, there are Picatinny rails, but they're behind the gas block right here. So if you buy a Kinetic Development Group MRX rail, it gives you slots. It covers up this barrel, so the barrel's a little more free floating and protected. So you can put it on a bag or a bipod or a barricade or whatever, and it moves these slots up forward so you can mount a laser, a light, a little up more forward of the gas block right here. So I love this thing. So I think that's really, really awesome. So I have a PEC 15. I also have a Surefire Scout Vampire right here. I typically run like switches for the laser right here, but I don't have them on right now. So this is a for the Surefire. This is a ADM mount. I love these, just so you can like easily quick disconnect, just clamp it on and off. I have Picatinny slots that are M-LOK for the lights. If I want to take it off or run it on the left side or whatnot, I can do that. As well as the top, you can run a run an M-LOK Picatinny right here on the top, or if you want to, you got Picatinny pick rail right here as well. If you have optics and you want to run thermal or night vision, you can move that up right there. And the Picatinny slot does not marry up with the actual upper receiver Picatinny. It's a little lower, so you won't really get too much scope shadow from this laser. It sits a little lower, so that's one thing I noticed as well. The BCM grip, I have a BCM angled foregrip on the underneath. I love these. I run these on all my guns, just so I can really get. I use it more for like a hand stop, so I can just really get a good grip on that. Get a good C clamp on that. I have some. I've witnessed, put some witness marks. You can take an oil pen, just put some witnessing marks, just because there's so many, screws on this weapon system. So you just want to make sure that you're paying attention to these screws and they're not backing out, especially if you run them suppressed. These are important up front because these actually hold your barrel in place. So if you notice those start to back out, then that can change up your zeroing. I have a LBT sling in AOR 1. I love the AOR 1 pattern, but digi pattern, especially with like the 50 shades of FDE. And I love the padding on it, you know, so the nylon's not burning your neck. But I just do not think that this sling is very ideal, especially when trying to cinch it down. Like when you cinch it down, you know, you have all this, like this loop, you have this slack that kind of gets in the way. It can't really go anywhere. It's cinched down tight like that, but this loop is just, you know, it can get snagged or, you know, whatever. So it's not ideal. And then, you know, if you want to loosen it, you can just pull up right here and loosen your sling. You can loosen it even more. I have it wrapped up. You can wrap up the excess, but yeah, you can really loosen that bad boy. But yeah, I do not really like this sling typically. I think in the future I will probably run some QDs and maybe use like Magpul or GBRS second best sling. There are hook points, you know, so I have this sling and you can hook your sling to it. These little brackets right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the sling off actually, just to get it out of the way. There are brackets up here, up top, and on the bottom as well. So go ahead and move that out the way. And on the top for the optic, I have a Trijicon RCO. I love the RCOs with the anti-reflective device on there. I just think it looks sick. I love RCOs. You know, they're just, you don't need batteries in them. You know, that it has a fiber optic to light up that reticle during the daytime. Not really too much, you know, at night, but I still love them. They're just super heavy duty, and yeah, they're just, you can drop them and they'll hold zero still. Especially on this big boy. The recoil, you know, can destroy optics, but yeah, this thing will definitely handle it. So we'll go ahead and the magazine release is ambidextrous, so it's on the left side and the right side. The bolt release is not ambidextrous. It's only on the left side. There is a 45-degree throw on the safety. I like that. I'm not going to get too much into the trigger. So yeah, we'll go ahead and unload, show clear. So this is what I don't like. So I guess we'll get into what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Starting with what I like, you know, these are, like, this gun is super iconic, you know, from like Call of Duty or video games or whatever. You know, I think it's really cool gun to have. I think it's sweet looking gun, especially for it being 308, and the recoil management is really nice. You know, it just does not feel like shooting a typical 308. You know, I've shot, you know, typical AR-10s, and the recoil on it just feels great, you know. So I really like that. I like the folding stock, so you can stow it away. There is no buffer system, so it can stow away, and it actually locks right here. So yeah, so you could stow it, you can actually shoot it like that, and yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. So the stock system is pretty cool. You can adjust the length of pull by pushing this button, and you can adjust it to these numbers, you know, to your desired length of pull. I like mine, you know, all the way in. You can also do the cheek riser as well. And there's flip up, backup iron sights. And I guess I'll get into, you know, what I don't like about it. Let's see, number one is the price. Do I think it's worth it? No. I think that, you know, you could take that money and you can definitely build a better weapon system, battle rifle, for the price. The magazines, I do not like that they only gave me one magazine, because these are expensive. They're like $70. And, you know, with it being metal, that's cool. And there's like, you know, a little base pad or whatnot, and they look pretty dope when they're in the weapon system. But yeah, just $70. There are aftermarket lower receivers that you can get that are all that are aluminum, and they can take Magpul PMags in 308 as well. And those are like those go up to like 25 rounds, and they have like a window, and they're a lot cheaper, substantially, than these metal ones. And as well as the grip, you cannot, on the stock lower receiver, you cannot change the grip to an aftermarket one. There's like a nut in here, and the bolt like screws into the nut, and it's just something, you know. It's not like it's not like a typical AR-15 platform lower receiver. So that is also what I don't like about it. I think so far that is it, really. So I guess we'll get into the disassembly of it. So I've already taken the magazine out, so we'll go ahead and show clear. Pull the charging handle back, check the chamber. Yep, we're good. All right. So first off, to disassemble the FN SCAR, we're going to go ahead and take this takedown pin. We're going to push it from the left to right. Then we're going to lift down, push forward on the receiver, and that comes right out. And this is just a polymer lower receiver with a trigger box in it. So we'll go ahead and put that to the side. As you can see, there's the mag release. There is no ambidextrous bolt release, like I said. Go ahead and put that to the side. Next, you want to take your stock, push down. Yep, pull down, and then you can they do have different, different butt stocks that you can switch out if you don't like the UGG boot. So yeah. Then next is the recoil spring. So you go ahead and try to pull the recoil spring back. You can get under here, push it back, and then pull downwards, and it comes right out. You can put that to the side. For these non-reciprocating charging handles, I like to lock my charging handle forward before I take the bolt carrier group out. So go ahead and push forward, and that's locked in there. And then you can slide your bolt right on out. All right. Then you can pull your charging handle back. Now, to take these charging handle knobs, you're going to go ahead and move it to this open slot right here, and you can take your knob right out. And there is a knob on the other side as well that already fell out. So, and these are, you can interchange these. So if I want a shorter charging handle knob, I can put a shorter one on the left side. I can put a longer one on the left side. You can switch up, to your preference. So, and it comes stock with these two charging handle knobs. So go ahead and put that to the side. I'm going to slide my charging handle back, and there's like a little spring, so you want to go ahead and angle out. It came right out. Then you can put that to the side. Then we'll go ahead and get into the bolt. So the bolt, think of it as the top facing up, and you can take like one of these bolt knobs and go right to left at this spring retaining pin. Right to left. Out comes the firing pin. Put that to the side, and then easy as that, you can just pull out the bolt cam pin, and your bolt comes out, and then boom, that is field strip. Now you can take the adjustable gas block out and the piston. You can go ahead and rock up the iron sight, the flip up iron sight, and there is a detent right here that you'll depress, and you just turn it clockwise, and you can lift that out, and then the piston also comes out as well. You could clean that and take off the carbon off of that. So yeah, that is a complete field strip of the FN SCAR 17, and now we will go backwards and reassemble. So first I'm going to take my bolt carrier group, and this is a pretty beefy, solid bolt carrier group, and it's very simple. There's nothing really anything too complex about it. You know, it's like a typical AR-15 bolt carrier group. You know, just in a different aspect. So we'll go ahead and take our bolt carrier group. I like to hold it like this, the top facing up, and I'm going to take my bolt and I'm going to make sure that my extractor right here is facing to the right. So when I put it in, my extractor is facing to the right. I'm going to go ahead and put it in. I'm going to line up like that. I'm going to take my bolt cam pin, and there is a hole. I want to make sure that that hole is forward and aft so that the firing pin can go through. Once I put my cam pin in, I can put my firing pin in, run it through, everything lines up. Then I can take my firing pin, retaining pin, run it left to right, and it clicks right in. Do a little function check, make sure everything is tight, make sure nothing comes out. Alright, we're good. Now I'm going to take my charging handle. With this little spring, I'm going to point that up, and I'm going to put that into the receiver. Just like that. You got to tilt it, rock it in, because there is some spring tension, so you want to go ahead and push that in, slide that in. I don't want to slide it in all the way. I just want to bring it right there, because remember, I have to take these charging handle knobs and stick them in right here. And I have one on the right side as well. So now they don't come out because they are in that channel. Now I can take it and I can push it forward and lock it in. Lock it forward. Now I can take my bolt carrier group and make sure that the front lines up into these channels, in these rails right here, and just slide your bolt carrier group forward. You want to make sure your bolt is forward, and then you can line it up like that. Take your recoil and guide rod, or your recoil spring and guide rod, stick it in just like that. Boom. Take your stock, slide it up. You might have to push on the recoil spring just a little bit just to get that stock started, just like that. Take my lower receiver, take the takedown pin, push it to the rear. Make sure it's seated into the rear. Push it into the rear as much as I can. And then push the takedown pin. Boom. Alright, I have reassembled the FN SCAR 17. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a functions check. Just make sure that the charging handle works, the bolt works. So I'm going to go ahead. Safety works. Turn the safety off. Try the trigger. Trigger works. Trigger again. Hold down. Now I'm going to check the reset. Reset works. Trigger works. Alright, and then it goes right back on safe. Magazine. Boom. So here is a full view of the gun from forward to aft. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you.